And welcome to Abilene High School, a 5-star Productions. Trent Sanchez here bringing you this commentary during this duel here tonight between Abilene and Beloit. You're hearing the words right now of Abilene Athletic Director Will Burton.
Please be shining examples of sportsmanship no matter the outcome. Let the players play, the coaches coach, the officials officiate, and the fans be positive in a way befitting the pride that you have in your community, children, and self. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot stress the importance of the following enough. In accordance with the guidelines set forth by the Kansas State High School Athletics Association, to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19 created pandemic and to increase the chances our students can continue to compete and have a postseason, you are required to properly cover mouth and nose with a mask at all times while in the facility. Sit within family groups. Socially distance a minimum of 6 feet from non-family members. Do not congregate in common areas. Do not come in.
Again, that is Will Burton talking right now.
Areas before, during, or after the contest. And please leave the facility in a prompt fashion when the
And again, my name is Trent Sanchez covering this tonight. This is the second thing that I have covered here during the winter sports season. I covered basketball in the opener for the Abilene Cowgirls, and I'll talk more about that right after we hear the national anthem. Great job by the Abilene High School Singers, and what I was just talking about a moment ago is that I did the broadcast for Abilene and Smoky Valley back on December 4th, and at that time, fans were not allowed. Things have changed, as a lot of you probably know, so we have a few fans here for Abilene and Beloit here tonight for this duel. They are masked up and socially distanced. Abilene 3-1 so far in duels. They opened the year with a victory against Wamego, and then they were at the Raider Classic this past Saturday. Not in Wamego, though. They were actually at Wabaunsee. They split it up into 2 pods. Abilene went 2-1 there with victories over Sabetha. Wabaunsee was a dual tournament, and they lost to Ottawa. So who we're seeing here right off the bat, we're going to have a couple of exhibition matches, JV matches. Abilene will send out Dayton Withnow, and there's been a little bit of movement. Originally, it was supposed to be Trenton Withnow. But this is Dayton Withnow. Dayton, a sophomore, against Xander Elam, a freshman from Beloit. This is the 145-pound weight class. Now, I'm usually so lucky to have with me Curtis Ryan. I call him the voice of cowboy wrestling. But Curtis, well, he's a coach now, and he's a darn good one, I'm sure. So I don't have the luxury of having Curtis Ryan with me. So forgive me if I don't know as much wrestling. The other exhibition match, by the way, that we will see, and again, this is Dayton Withnow against Xander Elam, Dayton from Abilene. We'll see next at 152, Allie Brown of Abilene taking on Nathan Latin from Beloit. That's the other exhibition match that we will potentially see. And just running down again how people can score here, as Beloit takes an early 2-0 lead here in this matchup, in this first exhibition matchup. Team points, you can get either 6 by a fall or a forfeit, and look at me trying to educate the fans out there as far as wrestling. Heck, I always say wrestling fans are the most knowledgeable. Trust me, if I had the Abilene fans, they'd be teaching me things, even though I've been covering it for 19 years. So A fall or a forfeit is 6 points. Tech fall, if you win by 15 or more, is 5 points. A major decision, if you win by 8 to 14, is 4 points. And a decision, 1 to 7 point victory, is 3 points for the team. Again, these exhibition matches have nothing to do with the team score, but I'm trying to let you know ahead. Of course, individual scoring, 2 points for a takedown, 2 points reversal, 1 point for an escape. And you have near fall points, the back points, as they say, 2 points for a 2 count, and 3 points for a 5 count. So that is the scoring. I may try to go over that once again as we get into varsity action. Again, this is, I call it JV. They also call it exhibition. This does not go on the team score here. Again, so we have Dayton with now a sophomore against Xander Elam. We have started up now the second period, and it's Elam winning 2-1 right now. We will see Trenton, and Trenton was originally scheduled, or I was told that he was going to be in this exhibition match, but now he has been bumped up to varsity, and I will run that down when we get to him. The Withnow family, you think of Withnows, you think of wrestling. I mean, I can't even tell you how many Withnows have come through this program. So instrumental in the success of Abilene High School wrestling. Great family. 2-1, the score, Beloit leading here in this first exhibition match. Abilene currently as a team, they are not ranked in the top 10. That's one of those things I'll just throw out because rankings, especially at the high school level, don't mean a whole lot. This is not college football. And Withnow trying to work the freshman on his back, Xander Elam, and he gets a takedown. So now Withnow pulls in front 3-2 here. We're halfway through this first exhibition match. This is the first wrestling action at home for these Abilene Cowboys. And he has now the freshman on his back, and he pins him. Pins him with 49 seconds to go in the second period. So he wins by fall, 3-11 into the match. Dayton Withnow, a winner. So I've been the voice of the Cowboys on KBI for almost 2 decades, and you could almost argue the most successful program, I don't even know if it's an argument, during my time has been this wrestling program. I love the way they approach things. They don't back away from anyone. They'll take on anyone, anywhere. And they are always prepared for the state tournament. So here we're going to see in this second exhibition match for Abilene, a freshman and Allie Brown at 152 pounds, and for Beloit, Nathan Lattin, a junior. His Cowboy program coached by James Stout, 18 years as head coach. 25 years as a coach in the program. Of course, Bill Krishner was a coach when I first started, and Abilene won a state championship in 2003 in my first year. 3 times a state championship has been brought here to Abilene in wrestling. And Allie Brown, she falls behind quickly here in this match to Nathan Lattin. Now, he is older, so he has that advantage. He's a junior. She's just a freshman. Abilene last year finished in second place in the NCKL. It was a 3-way tie. Finished 5th in their regional, 25th at state. 51 teams qualified wrestlers, by the way. And I think if you would talk to the coaching staff, they would say that's a down year for them. That's not my words. I'm just saying they have such high expectations of themselves. And what a staff that James Stout has put together. Corey Castile, Josh Peterson, Darren Whiteley, and Curtis Ryan. I've coached at the 7th grade football level, both with Whiteley and Castile. Curtis Ryan has been my partner, and Josh Peterson, I've coached with him before too at the 7th grade football level, so know that group well. Just excellent coaches. Allie Brown trailing 2-0. A minute gone by here in this opening period, I should say, and Lattin trying to get her on her back. Brown fighting. Again, she's just a freshman here against the junior, and she's pinned. She's pinned a minute 12 into the match. And I'm not going to run down all of the potential matchups because I foresee some possible movement. We'll see if that happens. At 106, Abilene is open at that weight class. So, and again, if you forfeit, you give up 6 points. So Beloit has at 106 Colton Nielsen, a freshman. Well, I guess while we have a little time, I can go ahead and run through things here, but we potentially could see some movement. At 113, Abilene, Tucker Sell, Beloit, Aiden Loomis. 120, Chris McClanahan of Abilene, ranked 3rd in the state, a state qualifier from last year. Beloit, Connor Cosin, a junior. Abilene at 126, Cooper Withnow, a junior. At 132, Abilene will send out Caleb Strode, a state qualifier from last year. Beloit, Mason Fuller, a senior. At 138, Javin Welsh, a junior. For Beloit, Tristan Thompson, a senior. 145, ranked 4th in the state, Braden Wilson, a sophomore, against Caden Anderson, a sophomore from Beloit. At 152, Tristan Randall's a sophomore. Beloit, Jacob Berry, a junior. At 160, Aiden Henley, a sophomore. For Beloit, Raiden Gilly, a sophomore. At 170, Abilene, Logan Beekman, a senior. Beloit, Hunter Prohaska, a senior. 182, Gavin Height, a junior. For Beloit, Brennan Walker, a junior. At 195, Abilene Open, Beloit, Braden Burks, a junior. At 220, Abilene is open. Beloit at 220, Cameron Conkle, a junior. At 285, Brandon Parker, a senior. And Beloit, Jake McCrory, a freshman. So that is the lineup. Well, while we have a minute, I can go ahead. Coach Stout gave me some of the upcoming changes with the schedule for Abilene Wrestling. And here's what he has. JV and Varsity will be in a quad event tomorrow in Baldwin at 5 o'clock. That's why I always admire these kids, because they have to get up early and weigh in, and they'll just go for days. I mean, it's a grueling sport. I could carry on and on about it, but these kids are competing tonight, and then tomorrow they'll be in a quad in Baldwin starting at 5 o'clock. Next Thursday, Abilene goes to Augusta for a double duel with Augusta and Bueller. And then next Friday, the Abilene JV tournament. And then next Saturday, the Abilene Varsity tournament. So that's what's coming up here at Abilene High School. Or I should say for the Abilene wrestling team. And of course, we'll have basketball tomorrow. The Abilene Cowboys, Cowgirls will not be in action tomorrow. The Cowboys will travel to Augusta tomorrow. It'll be quite a challenge for the Cowboy basketball team. Augusta is ranked number 2 in Class 4A. They do have a new head coach. He makes his way, Ryan Petty from Liberal. Augusta brought back 3 returning starters from last year, a team that made it to state. They're a couple of years removed from finishing 2nd at state, so back-to-back trips to state for Augusta. So, again, Abilene will have their hands full with the Orioles. Of course, the Cowboys lost on Tuesday night 60-56 to Rock Creek. Cowboys were down by 10 going into the 4th quarter and had a chance at the end, a couple of cracks at three-pointers. It just wouldn't fall for them. We thank you for joining us here on 5 Star Productions. Again, with things changing, parents were allowed to come in tonight to watch this competition. We have a few sprinkled around the stands in the upper deck, both on the far side of the gym and here on where I'm seated, on the west side of this gymnasium. I was talking about the rankings a little bit earlier. The top 10 in Class 4A. Chanute is number 1 in the state. Andale 2, Tonganoxie 3, Pratt 4, Colby 5, Augusta is 6. So Abilene will be seeing them next week in wrestling. Fort Scott 7th, Ottawa 8th, and Abilene lost to Ottawa at that Raider Classic in Wabaunsee. That's Abilene's only dual loss so far. Abilene lost that 48-21. And Holton is 9th and Rose Hill is 10th. That is the top 10 by the Kansas Wrestling Coaches Association. And that is the voice of Abilene Athletic Director Will Burton going through the lineups here. Again, just scoring, if you're keeping track at home, and I know most of you know this and can probably teach me, A fall or a forfeit is 6 points. If you win with a tech fall, that's winning by 15. These are individual wrestlers. A wrestler wins by 15 or more, gets 5 points for his team. A major decision is 8 to 14 point victory. That's 4 points for your team. And a decision, 1 to 7 points, is 3 points for your team. Individually, you can score 2 points for a takedown, 2 points for a reversal, 1 point for an escape, a near fall, getting someone on their back. A 2 count is 2 points, and a 5 count is 3 points, just to refresh you. And again, we're supposed to see right off the bat Abilene open at 106 and Beloit with Colton Nielsen, a freshman. At 113, the first Abilene wrestler we will likely see is Tucker Sell, a freshman, and for Beloit, Aiden Loomis, a sophomore.
While this is happening, we'd like to introduce our HS wrestling cheerleaders. Freshman Riley Jameson, sophomore Gabby Ian, seniors Trinity McMillan and Annika Cox, and your squad captain is junior Tricia Heichschmidt.
Just good to be home. I cover the basketball team a lot on the radio, and we will have wrestling on down the line. But this month alone, the basketball team will be on the road 4 out of 5 dates. So again, first up, Abilene got what they wanted on the coin toss there. First up, again, Abilene is open at 106. We'll see if anything has changed there, but that's what initially I was told. Again, Trent Sanchez with you tonight. Thanks for joining us here on 5 Star Productions. It's a little different, but very cool to see my partner for, gosh, like I said, I don't know how many years, well over a decade, Curtis Ryan down there in the coaching box. And if anybody, he was coaching at the kids wrestling level, but if anybody could be coaching here at the high school level, it's certainly him. I just have so much respect for him. So Abilene is open, so Beloit will take a 6-0 lead. So Abilene falls behind in this duel, 6-0 right out of the gate. So we'll move now to 113 pounds. Tucker Sell for Abilene, a freshman, against Aiden Loomis, a sophomore from Beloit. Beloit, an old NCKL league member. And there is Colton Nielsen getting the 6 points for his team. I graduated in 98, so I played against Beloit. I believe they were back in the league during that time, I think. We were playing them then. I'm not sure the year they left. So here we go with Tucker Sell, a freshman, and Aiden Loomis, a sophomore. Abilene down in this duel, 6-0. Tucker Sell. Sell just a freshman. Going to work here early, and he gets a takedown. So Tucker Sell with 2 quick points. And now gives up a point for an escape. Just wanted to let him go to try to get him back down again. I can't say I know Tucker Sell, but I like the way he wrestles. He's very aggressive. He lets him go again. That's how much confidence he has in himself. Very impressive start here for the freshman. He gets another takedown. And he lets him go again. Six to 3 the score. Tucker Sell, the freshman, in front. A minute gone by here in this opening period. Abilene down in this duel to Beloit, 6-0. Another takedown. He's not going to let him go this time. 8-3 the lead for Tucker Sell. This is the first home action of the year for this Abilene wrestling program. 3-1 in duels so far. And the wrestlers go out. 40 seconds to go here in this opening period. Again, Abilene was open at 106. Colton Nielsen got the victory by forfeit, and Beloit leading 6-0. Abilene looking good here in their first match with a wrestler out on the mat. 30 seconds left here in the first. And Sell trying to work him to his back here, has him on his back. 23 seconds left here in the period, but he's able to roll back over, and again, that is Loomis who rolls back over. So now the score up to 11-3 in favor of Tucker Sell. Tucker Sell got some back points there, 11-3 he leads with 4 seconds to go here in the first period. Got more back points, so now it's 14-3. 14-3, Tucker Sell in front as we go to the second. Stopping things here, maybe a clock issue, I'm not sure. It is 14-3. Tucker Sell, the freshman, in the lead here in the second period. Second period just underway at 113 pounds. Again, Abilene open at 106. And Sell working him to his back. Gets the pin. Tucker Sell gets the pin.
At 113 pounds, Tucker Sell of Abilene with the win by fall.
2 minutes, 26 seconds into the match. That's big because that ties the score up at 6 apiece. That's big that he got the pin, and he was on his way to a tech fall, which would have been nice, 5 points, but he gets that extra point and ties things up at 6 apiece. So now we move to 120 pounds. Ranked third in the state qualifier from last year, Chris McClanahan, a sophomore, taking on Connor Kosand, a junior from Beloit. So Chris is bumping up here. He's ranked third at 106. He's wrestling at 120 here, so he's moving up a couple of weight classes. That might even things out a little bit here. And Kosand's a little bit older as well, but McClanahan feeling comfortable here early on. The two guys ahead of Chris McClanahan as Kosand and those two head out, and I'll go back to the center circle, but at 106, Colton Miller of Andale's ranked first. Braden Brim of Independence is ranked second. Those are the two guys ahead of McClanahan, so this is a tough task for him. Bumping up 2 weight classes, but whatever to help the team. And if they didn't think he couldn't do it, well, he wouldn't be out there. No score here early on, a minute gone by here in this first period. Tight match so far, neither wrestler has scored. .17 seconds to go here in the period. Down to 6 seconds, still no score. And a late takedown by Chris McClanahan in the final seconds of that first period. So Chris McClanahan with the lead again, got that takedown right at the buzzer at the end of the first period. 6-6 the score here in this duel. It's the second match of the duel. Or correction, the third match of the duel. Second actual one that we are watching. The first weight class was open. McClanahan giving up some points here. 2 points there for Kosand. And we're tied up with 1:41 to go here in the second period. Next match we should see, well, doesn't look like we'll actually see a match. At 1:26 as of right now, Beloit is open. For Abilene, they will send out Cooper Withnow, a junior. Halfway through this match between McClanahan of Abilene and Cozen of Beloit. Kim McClanahan, very good wrestler, ranked third in the state, but at 106, he's wrestling up 2 weight classes. .40 seconds to go here, second period. And McClanahan was a state qualifier last year. That's the line at the 4A tournament. Went 1-2 at the tournament. And his last match was to Colton Miller, the guy ranked number 1 at 106 pounds, and he lost to him, unfortunately, 6-0. We're tied up at 2. McClanahan very fortunate to get his 2 points again. They came at the very end of the first period. And we're getting close here to the end of the second. 3-2. And that'll do it in the second period. Tied up here at 120 pounds. Again, Abilene and Beloit in this duel. McClanahan for Abilene and Cozen for Beloit. Beloit won the first match at 106 because Abilene was open at 113. Tucker Sell won by fall. And we're on our third match. And McClanahan with an escape, so now he grabs the lead back. 3-2, McClanahan with the lead, and that might be good enough, but there's still plenty of time left. 1:28 to go here in the third period, the third and final period here between these two. McClanahan on bottom right now. So Cozen gets 2 points there to take back the lead at 4-3. I guess I probably should have did a better job of telling you who's who. I know you can see it, but these two former NCKL rivals have similar colors. What stands out for Abilene, there's a lot of teams with orange and black, just like Augusta will have on Friday, but Abilene is the only school in the state with orange and brown that I know of. I've been to a lot of high school sporting events. 28 seconds to go here in the third. McClanahan down by 1. McClanahan on bottom right now. Running out of time, 18 seconds. And he gets the reverse. McClanahan gets the reverse. Boy, he makes things dramatic. 5-4, he leads with 5 seconds left. What about that for Chris McClanahan? He wins on a reversal. 5-4. He got that again with just unofficially around the 10-second marks. Maybe it was less. Maybe it was around 7 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds. Not a lot of time was left. But he scored a lot of his points late in periods. Got his first points at the end of the first period. Gets a reversal right there to win 5-4. Abilene gets the decision. They jump back ahead 9-6. What a matchup that was. So Beloit should be open at 126. I was told that originally, unless they're going to send someone out. So Cooper does win by forfeit, and Abilene takes a 15-6 lead. All right, so now we jump to 132 pounds. Caleb Strode, a junior, a state qualifier from last year. He's on my left as I view it in orange and brown, and on my right as I view it, Beloit's Mason Fuller, a senior. 15-6, Abilene leads this duel. This is the 5th match of the night. $14 weight classes in all. We're on the 5th weight class. It's the 3rd match we've been able to watch tonight. We've had a couple of opens. Again, Caleb Strode of Abilene and Mason Fuller, a senior of Beloit. And I should have given you a score update. 2-0, Strode strikes first in this. We should see next at 138 pounds, Javin Welsh, a junior from Abilene, against Tristan Thompson, a senior from Beloit. And Strode pins him. That was quick. He pins him.
At 132 pounds, our winner from Abilene, junior.
1 minute, 1 second into the match. Caleb Strode wins by fall, so that pushes the Abilene lead now to 21-6. We go to 138 pounds. And Braden Wilson is ranked at 138, but it's going to be Javin Welsh who's going there for Abilene. Javin Welsh, a junior, and Beloit's Tristan Thompson. And Javin Welsh now just taking the mat. He's to my left as I view it in the blue shoes. And you have Thompson to my right in the black Adidas shoes. 21-6, Abilene leading this duel. This is the 6th weight class, almost to the halfway point. So Javin Welsh with a quick takedown. He jumps ahead 2-0. Javin Welsh on top. Keeping control here working against the senior Tristan Thompson. Again, Abilene 3-1 in duels so far. Their lone loss to 8th ranked Ottawa. Maybe I should let you know who's number 1 in these weight classes. Number 1 in the state at this weight is Colin Creech of Ottawa. And again, we do have Braden Wilson at number 4, but Braden has bumped up a weight class. We'll see him next. Potentially dangerous move there, 2-0, so they stop at 2-0. Welsh with the advantage halfway through this opening period. Welsh remaining on top here. Moments ago, Caleb Strode just won by fall. Abilene leading this duel 21-6. Still Welsh in control on top. Javin Welsh, junior. His brother's a good wrestler in his own right. He's down at the 8th grade level. Had the pleasure of coaching both of these kids, not in wrestling though, but in football. So Welsh trying to get Thompson on his back. 17 seconds to go here in the first period, and the 2 out of bounds. Welsh getting some points here. He gets 2 back points, so it's now 4-0 Welsh. Welsh leading 4-0. 4-0 with 15 seconds to go here in the first period. Again, potentially dangerous. 8 seconds to go here in the first period. And at the end of the first period is Javin Welsh leading 4-0 over Beloit's Tristan Thompson. Again, we're almost to the halfway point of this duel. Again, just to give you the rundown, Abilene will have JV and varsity in a quad tomorrow in Baldwin starting at 5 o'clock. So that, I don't believe that's on any, might be online a schedule, but it wasn't on any printed up calendar. (21-6) Abilene leading the duel. Javin Welsh leading this match 4-0 at 138 pounds over Tristan Thompson of Beloit. Welsh has been the aggressor and in control throughout, and he gets a takedown there to take a 6-0 lead. Again, our basketball teams, it's just our basketball team, the Cowboys, will be in Augusta tomorrow. Cowgirls not in action tomorrow. And then basketball travels to southeast of Saline on Tuesday. It's been a long time since we went out there, and the Cowboys, since I've covered them, have not played southeast of Saline in basketball. Girls played out at the girls tournament for years before the girls moved to the SIT. Still 6-0 Welsh. Javin with a minute to go here in the second period. Appreciate you joining us here on 5 Star Productions. .30 seconds left here in the second period. Javin Welsh leading 6-0. Has him on his back, working for the pin with 18 seconds. Thompson fighting it off. .10 seconds. He may run out of time here. 4 seconds. And he will. He's going to run out of time. We head to the third period. Javin Welsh adds to his lead. He gets 3 back points, and now he leads 9-0. Three to nothing at 138 pounds. Javin Welsh up on Beloit's Tristan Thompson. 9-0. Abilene leads the duel 21-6. 138-pound weight class. Again, Javin Welsh in the blue shoes. And he gets the takedown. Working for the pin here. Now up 11-0. A lot of time left. He had him on his back last period, but there wasn't a lot of time. Now he has a lot of time. 1:27 to go still here in this third period. Thompson in some trouble. He's fighting. Give the young man from Beloit credit. Tristan Thompson, the senior, is fighting. Like I said, there is a lot of time left here in this match. 1:08. He gets the pin. Javin Welsh gets the pin. 5 minutes, 7 seconds into the match. 5:07 into the match. So that pushes the lead for Abilene now to 27-6. We're halfway through the duel at the halfway point, 145 pounds. We're going to see Braden Wilson. He's ranked 4th in the state at 138. Braden, a state qualifier from last year, a sophomore, against Caden Anderson of Beloit, a sophomore. The number 1 guy in this weight class in the state is Holden Andrews of Eudora. Braden has the knee sleeve on in white to help you out, know who's who. But again, with the Beloit singlets, it's a lot easier to tell who they are because they have that black. Abilene does not have black in their colorways. And Wilson is wrestling up a weight. Again, normally 138. These two, though, the same age. A lot of action here in this match at 145 pounds. Wilson gets the takedown. So Braden Wilson takes a 2-0 lead. Halfway through this opening period. Abilene leading the duel 27-6. Abilene is not lost in this duel. They lost because of a forfeit. And that was at 106. They haven't lost since then. Still 2-0. Just reflecting back on what has taken place so far. 113, Tucker Sell with a pin at 120. Chris McClanahan won 9-6. 126, Cooper Withnow won by forfeit. 132, Caleb Strode won by fall. 138, Javin Welsh won by fall. So that's the recap of what's taken place so far here for Abilene. Abilene trying to move to 4-1 in duels this season. So at the end of the first period, it is 2-0. Ouch. Braden Wilson got 2 points there, but trying to work himself into a position he likes. Wilson on top of Anderson. Back to back, the two wrestlers. Halfway through this second period. All right, so Wilson gets 5 back points. And now he leads 5-0. .30 seconds left in this second period. Abilene fans encouraging him, trying to get Wilson to try to get Anderson on his back. He's running out of time, though. He gets him close to being on his back, 5 seconds. Now he's got him on his back. He got the pin. Wow, with 1.9 seconds left in the second period. Amazing. Braden Wilson.
And a winner, 145 pounds, from Abilene, Braden Wilson.
3 minutes, 59 seconds into the match. Wow. That pushes it now to 33-6 in favor of Abilene. I'm waiting here because I'm expecting some movement by Abilene. And we do see movement. We're going to see a lot of movement the rest of the way. They're bumping up everyone. So at 152 pounds instead of Tristan Randalls, we're going to see Trenton Withnow. He'll take on Jacob Berry, a junior for Beloit. So it's Trenton Withnow. Originally when I got here, they told me he was going to be in an exhibition match. So good for him. He gets moved up to the varsity. And they're doing that to fill a potential open down the line. That's why Abilene's doing that. Abilene leading the duel 33-6. They lost the first match at 106 because they were open. They haven't lost since. So it's Trenton Withnow against Jacob Berry, senior versus a junior. Withnow on top right here, or at least on the top of the head of Berry, who gets back to his feet. So Tristan Randalls, will we see him? Yes, we think we will see him at 160 pounds. He'll bump up. He was scheduled to go at this weight originally. Nearly a minute gone by here in this 152-pound weight class. Withnow, Trenton, I just don't want to say the last name because there's a lot of Withnows. By the end of the night, we should see 3 if I'm counting correctly. Trenton Withnow against Jacob Berry. Withnow trying to work, he gets a takedown, gets the first points of this match, trying to work him on his back. Withnow jumps ahead 2-0. Trenton Withnow. 20 seconds to go here in the first period. Gets him on his back, 15 seconds, and he pins him at the 14-second mark. Be a minute 46 into the match. Starting to pick up momentum now. Abilene has won 5 straight matches by fall. So Abilene leads now 39-6. We jump up to 160 pounds, the 9th match of the night. Tristan Randalls bumps up to 160. And Tristan, a sophomore, taking on Braden Gilly, a sophomore for Beloit. And Tristan green, Abilene's been green all night. Should have mentioned that earlier. I think you probably figured that out by now. Tristan to my left and Gilly to my right as I view it. Abilene 8 straight victories in this duel. Next, we will see, and at 160, we were originally supposed to see Aiden Henley of Abilene. Henley is going to jump to 170 pounds. So Randalls with the takedown, he moves ahead 2-0 here in the first period. 59 seconds to go here in period number 1. And Abilene's only loss this year in duels has been to Ottawa, and they're ranked number 8. You know, Ottawa beat them pretty good in that duel, 48-21. Braden able to get 1 point there as the 2 win out. Braden Gilly, the sophomore for Beloit. And the 2 work their way out. 13.7 to go here in period 1. Again, we're at 160 pounds. Tristan Randalls of Abilene and Braden Gilly of Beloit. Six seconds to go here in period 1. So Braden Gilly gets a reversal right at the end of the first period. Now we go to period number 2. Give these Abilene kids credit because, again, they're all bumping up weight classes. Wrestling's hard enough, but even harder when you're having to take on kids that are heavier than you. Tristan Randalls now gets Gilly on his back. Still working for the pin. A lot of time left here. The second period just underway. Abilene has a team 5 straight pins in a row. Got him. Tristan Randalls gets the victory at the 116 mark. I'm doing my math right. That would be 2:44 into the match. So winning by fall, 2:44 into the match. Now we move up to the 10th match of the night, 170 pounds. Aiden Henley, originally scheduled for 160. Henley, a sophomore. Hunter Prohaska, a senior for Beloit. Henley's a big wrestling family. They put a lot of kids through the Abilene program. A quick takedown for Hunter Prohaska. Again, this is tough for these Abilene kids, bumping up a weight class. Hayden, and not only that for Aiden, it's going to matter, especially when you get up to these bigger weights, and then you got the age difference. It's a senior versus a sophomore here. 45-6, by the way, Abilene leading the duel. 45-6. Abilene has won 8 consecutive matches in this duel. The only one they lost was at 106 because Abilene was open. Seems like this whole match that Abilene has been wrestling up a weight. Halfway through this first period. Prohaska got the quick takedown. He's been in control since the start of this match. Working Henley to his back. 48 seconds to go here in the period, so he has a lot of time to try to get the pin. Henley fighting with everything he has. So 3 back points, so it's 5-0 in favor of Prohaska. Number 1 guy at this weight class, by the way, I forgot to do that the last several, is Garrett Davis of Augusta. So Abilene will see Garrett Davis next week. So now he pushes his lead to 7-0. 7-0, Hunter Prohaska leading over Aiden Henley as we move to the second period. We have, just looking ahead, I think just 3 more matches we will see because there is an open weight class coming up, and that should be at 220. See, Abilene started bumping people around because they were open at 195. And by moving people up, they avoided that. So there's the pin at the 133 mark of the second period. So that would be 227 into the match. Hunter Prohaska wins 227 into the match by fall over Aiden Henley. So now we bump up to 182 pounds. It's going to be Logan Beekman for Abilene, a senior, going against Brennan Walker, a junior for Beloit. And number 1 ranked in the state is Braden Dillow of Chanute. Ranked second is Hunter Schroeder. Hopefully I got that right. I always get that wrong. He's from Concordia, so I want to throw that out there. And then you have Hayden Oviatt, ranked 4th from Wamego, so some NCKL kids. And then Tanner Luddig is 3rd. He's from Smoky Valley. So there are some names that folks around this area should recognize. A quick takedown there for Brennan Walker. He leads 2-0. And by the way, the score now is 45-12. Snaps out. Winning streak of 8 straight for Abilene. We have a blood or injury timeout here. I think it's blood for Logan Beekman. So here's what we should see the rest of the way. We're seeing Logan Beekman right now at 182 pounds against Brennan Walker of Beloit. At 195, Gavin Height, the junior, is sliding there. He'll take on Braden Burks of Beloit, a junior. At 220 pounds, Abilene is open against Cameron Conkle of Beloit, so we won't see a match there. At 285, Brandon Parker, a senior, against Jake McCrory, a freshman of Beloit. So that's what's left. Again, just let's recap real quick what's gone on. 106, Abilene was open, so Colton Nielsen got the victory by forfeit. At 113, Tucker Sell of Abilene won by fall. 120, Chris McClanahan won 9-6. At 126, Cooper Withnow won by forfeit. 2 are back to action here. 132, Caleb Strode won by fall. 138, Javin Welsh won by fall. 145, Braden Wilson won by fall. 152, Trenton Withnow won by fall. And Tristan Randall's at 160 won by fall. And the last match we just watched was Hunter Prohaska, Beloit, winning by fall over Aiden Henley of Abilene. So again, this is Logan Beekman and Brennan Walker. Beekman from Abilene at 182 pounds. Abilene leading the duel 45-12. And again, Abilene is back in action tomorrow at 5 o'clock in Baldwin. They'll be in a quad. 4 different schools there. And then next Thursday, by the way, they go to Augusta for a double duel with them and Bueller. And then next Friday, the Abilene JV tournament. And next Saturday, the Abilene Varsity tournament. Fifteen seconds left here in this first period. Again, Beloit leading 2-0. And now Beekman on his back, and he gets pinned.
182 pounds, our winner from Beloit.
Gets pinned a minute 51 into the match by Brennan Walker. But again, Beekman, a kid that's having to slide up. So these kids for Abilene at a disadvantage. They're having to wrestle up a weight class. 100, and that, by the way, makes the score 45-18. We go now to 195 pounds. Gavin Height, a junior, against Braden Burks, a junior for Beloit. So up next, Abilene's open at 220, and then we'll see Brandon Parker and Jake McCrory at 285. So this is starting to wind down here. And going pretty fast, about an hour into it. We had a couple of exhibition matches as well. Dayton Withnow won by fall at 145 in the exhibition, and then Allie Brown for Abilene lost to Nathan Lattin by fall at 152 in the exhibition. And a quick takedown here for Braden Burks. He leads 2-0. And he gets the pin. That was quick. 44 seconds into the match. So Burks wins by fall 44 seconds in. That makes the score now 45-24. Let's go to 220 pounds. Abilene is open there. So Beloit's starting to catch up on the scoreboard a little bit. That'll make it. They cannot win, though. Abilene's going to win. 45-30 with the forfeit here. That's Cameron Conkle, a junior for Beloit. So we're down to the final match of the night. Brandon Parker, a senior, against Jake McCrory, a freshman for Beloit. Again, Abilene High School basketball will be tomorrow.
And 285 pounds.
And that will be at Augusta.
Beloit
I'll have the broadcast on AM 1560 KBI. Our coverage will start at 7:15. With a tip-off for the boys varsity should be at 1 or at 7:30. Things are running on time.
That concludes our wrestling for the evening. Congratulations to the Abilene Cowboys for their 45-36 duel.
So Abilene did not send out Parker at 285, so the final then was 45-36. Abilene gets the win. Again, 45-36, the final. Thanks for tuning in to Abilene Wrestling. Abilene defeats Beloit 45-36. This has been a 5-Star Productions.